What if everything you've been taught about the scale of ancient civilizations is a lie? Imagine a world populated by giants, their legacy hidden in plain sight. Massive thrones and oversized weapons have been unearthed worldwide, standing as mute testimonies to a forgotten race of behemoths. The evidence is undeniable, yet the Smithsonian Institution actively buries the truth, smothering the staggering implications under mountains of red tape and academic distraction. In the remote highlands of Bolivia, the stone city of Tiwanaku challenges the laws of physics. Here, a colossal stone throne resides, hewn from a single block of andesite, weighing over 20 tons. Local legends speak of a giant king who once ruled this land, his presence marked by this formidable seat of power. Archaeologist Carlos Ponce Sanguines, in a hushed 1945 excavation report, described the throne as eerily oversized for any known human. Enigmatic carvings on its surface depict beings of immense stature, wielding weapons too large for human hands. In the icy expanses of Siberia, near the forgotten outpost of Tunguska, explorers uncovered a vast cache of oversized weaponry buried beneath the permafrost. These iron blades, each over 15 feet in length, defy all known metallurgical practices of the era. The blades are adorned with intricate etchings, symbols of an unknown language, suggesting a civilization skilled in both war and art. The Russian Academy of Sciences, under the direction of Dr. Ivan Zaitsev, discovered anomalous magnetic properties within the metal itself, as if the weapons were forged in fields of energy beyond current comprehension. Now travel to the dense jungles of Borneo, where the Dayak people tell of ancestral giants who once roamed the island. One such relic, a massive stone axe, was discovered deep within the forest in 1898 by naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace. The axe head, carved from a single slab of basalt, measures over 6 feet across. Despite its size, the balance is perfect, impossibly so. Wallace noted in his journal how the tool seemed to repel water, as if imbued with a strange force. His findings, dismissed as fantasy by the Royal Geographical Society, were quietly filed away, their impact intentionally minimized. In the heart of North America, the Cahokia Mounds reveal a civilization whose true scale has been obscured. Mound 72, a lavish burial site, contains the remains of a birdman accompanied by large ceremonial weapons. These weapons, crafted from a copper alloy of unknown composition, emit a faint hum when held. This phenomenon, investigated by explorer Warren K. Moorhead in the early 20th century, was meticulously documented but later suppressed by the New York Historical Society, citing lack of empirical evidence as their justification. Every 40 seconds, the narrative gets stranger. In the forgotten ruins of Nan Madol on the island of Pohnpei, massive basalt logs form a city that defies explanation. Here, a throne room stands, its centerpiece a chair fit for a being 20 feet tall. Local oral history tells of the Sauteleur dynasty, giant rulers who commanded the known world from this Pacific fortress. In 1932, ethnologist Paul Hambruch described the throne as possessing a peculiar resonance, a sound that echoes like a distant storm when the wind blows just right. Yet, his reports were buried in academic obscurity, their authenticity questioned. Why does the mainstream narrative relentlessly deny these discoveries? The answer lies in the power structures that fear the rewriting of history. Acknowledging the existence of a race of giants would unravel centuries of carefully constructed lies. It would challenge the very foundations of human civilization as we know it. Keep watching. The secrets of the giants are closer to the surface than you think. The evidence is all around us, waiting to be seen by those willing to open their eyes. Prepare to journey deeper into the enigma that mainstream history refuses to acknowledge. Across continents, massive artifacts of power and battle lie. Buried, their stories silenced by those who fear the truth. The Vatican, with its vast archives, actively conceals these revelations, casting a veil over humanity's colossal ancestors. In the arid plains of Anatolia, the ancient city of Göbekli Tepe stands shrouded in mystery. Here, a series of towering stone pillars rise from the earth, each adorned with carvings of giant humanoids wielding weapons that seem to defy gravity. Discovered by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt in 1963, these monoliths challenge our understanding of prehistoric technology. One pillar, in particular, features a massive stone sword embedded within it, as though it were a natural part of the rock. Schmidt noted the sword's composition included meteorite iron, a material not utilized by any known ancient culture. The site's alignment with celestial bodies suggests these giants were not only warriors, but also astronomers of unparalleled skill. In the shadow of Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania harbors the forgotten ruins of Ngaruka. Here, explorers have uncovered remnants of a lost civilization that crafted weapons of enormous proportions. Among them, a spear tip, made from obsidian, measures over 7 feet in length. Its edge remains inexplicably sharp, as if untouched by time. In 1929, British archaeologist Louis Leakey documented the artifact, describing how it seemed to hum with an internal vibration when held. This discovery was swiftly dismissed by the British Museum, whose curators claimed Leakey's findings lacked credibility, despite the undeniable physical evidence. The Scottish Highlands conceal another piece of this puzzle. In 1901, during a particularly dry summer, peat bogs near Loch Ness revealed an enormous shield, intricately engraved with symbols of a forgotten script. Measuring 10 feet across, the shield was crafted from a composite of bronze and an unknown, dense metallic alloy. Local lore speaks of the giants of Galloway and their legendary battles with supernatural foes. Dr. Alastair MacGregor, a historian from Edinburgh, studied the shield and noted its anomalous resistance to corrosion, suggesting an advanced understanding of metallurgy. Yet, the shield was quietly relegated to a dusty museum archive, its existence virtually erased from public consciousness. In the deserts of Egypt, where the sands conceal more than they reveal, the Valley of the Kings holds a secret chamber. Discovered in 1915 by Howard Carter, this chamber contains the remnants of a throne unlike any other. Made from lapis lazuli and gold, the throne is sized for an occupant twice the height of a regular man. Hieroglyphs describe a godlike ruler who wielded a staff that could command the elements. Carter's notes, heavily redacted by the Egyptian Antiquities Service, hint at a power too great to comprehend. The narrative barrels forward, defying the passage of time. On the windswept cliffs of Easter Island, a cave system was uncovered by Norwegian explorer Thor Heyerdahl in 1955. Within, a collection of oversized stone clubs, each weighing over 200 pounds, lay scattered. Carvings on the clubs depict the Moai statues not as silent sentinels, but as living giants, guardians of the island. Heyerdahl's accounts, disparaged by academic peers, were swiftly suppressed, the clubs disappearing into private collections. These discoveries are not isolated incidents, but parts of a global tapestry woven by beings of immense stature and capability. The institutions that control our historical narrative perpetuate a grand deception, fearing the upheaval such truths would cause. The evidence is overwhelming, yet the truth remains obscured, waiting for those who dare to seek it. Stay vigilant. The giant's legacy is not just a relic of the past, it's a challenge to the present. The artifacts whisper their secrets to those willing to listen. The enigma deepens. As we confront the monumental relics scattered across the globe, the implications grow ever more staggering. The giants who once walked the earth left behind more than thrones and weapons. They left questions that threaten to unravel the very fabric of our history. The British Royal Society, with its iron grip on scientific discourse, systematically marginalizes these discoveries, branding them as myth or misinterpretation. In the dense forests of the Amazon basin, a lost city known as Paititi allegedly hides a throne room that dwarfs any known structure. The throne, carved from a single block of quartz, glistens with an unnatural luminescence. In 1911, British explorer Percy Fawcett described how the throne's surface emitted a faint glow, visible even in complete darkness. Local tribes speak of the Thunder Lords, beings who harnessed the energy of the earth itself. Fawcett's expedition notes, mysteriously incomplete, suggest sabotage, evidence of a concerted effort to conceal the truth. Journey to the remote Mongolian steppes, where a recent thaw revealed an enormous bow, unstrung, yet intact. This weapon, crafted from yew and reinforced with sinew, measures over 12 feet in length. In 1924, explorer Nikolai Przhevalsky examined the bow's construction, noting its ability to withstand tensions that would snap modern counterparts. The bow's unique elasticity defies current understanding of organic materials. Yet, the Soviet Academy of Sciences, under strict orders, suppressed Przhevalsky's findings, dismissing them as relics of a forgotten folklore. On the windswept shores of New Zealand's South Island, the Waitaki region holds another secret. In 1907, local Maori elders guided anthropologist Elston Best to a hidden cave containing the remains of a colossal war canoe. The canoe, carved from a single kauri log, spans over 100 feet, its interior adorned with carvings depicting giants navigating the stars. The craftsmanship suggests a seafaring people of immense strength and knowledge. However, the New Zealand government, fearing cultural upheaval, declared the site protected and restricted access, effectively erasing it from public knowledge. In the depths of the Congo Basin, a tribe known as the Mbuti holds tales of the Kongamato, a giant warrior whose weapons could cleave mountains. In 1943, Belgian colonial officers stumbled upon an enormous hammer, its head made from an unknown crystalline structure, vibrating at a frequency that caused nearby animals to scatter. Despite its undeniable presence, the artifact was dismissed by the colonial administration as a mere curiosity, its provenance intentionally obfuscated. Across oceans, the forgotten city of Dvarka in India yields yet another mystery. During a dive in 1938, marine archaeologist S.R. Rao discovered a submerged weapon cache, including a trident that defies logic. Cast in a bronze alloy with a melting point higher than known metals, the trident bears inscriptions suggesting a civilization that harnessed the power of the seas. Rao's findings, initially celebrated, were quickly downplayed by the Archaeological Survey of India, citing an inconclusive context as their reason for shelving the discovery. The evidence accumulates, each piece a testament to a history that defies conventional wisdom. Institutions cling to their sanctioned narratives, fearing the paradigm shift that acknowledgement would bring. The monumental artifacts, their size, their craftsmanship, their materials, cry out against the silence imposed by those who wish to maintain control. The truth about these giants is not just about understanding our past, it's about reclaiming our future. As these artifacts surface, they beckon to a world ready to listen, to see beyond the veil of sanctioned history. Stay alert. The giant story is far from over. Their legacy is a challenge to accept a world that was, and could be again, filled with wonders beyond our wildest dreams. The narrative unfolds, revealing a world shaped by titans and their monumental legacies. The massive thrones and oversized weapons scattered across our planet are not mere remnants. They are provocations, daring us to question the very roots of civilization. Yet, the Council on Antiquities, with its global influence, actively suppresses these truths, preserving a fragile status quo. High in the Himalayas, near the enigmatic cave systems of Mustang, explorers have uncovered colossal helmets made of a mysterious metal. In 1935, mountaineer Frank Smythe documented these helmets, each large enough to encase a grown man entirely. The metal, later identified as an alloy of orichalcum, resonates with a deep, sonorous tone when struck. Smythe's notes speak of the helmet's ability to amplify sound, suggesting their use in communication or ritual. Yet, these artifacts were swiftly hidden away by the Himalayan Research Institute, their existence relegated to whispers and speculation. In the parched deserts of Saudi Arabia, the ancient city of Ubar holds secrets buried beneath the sands. A recent expedition led by adventurer Bertram Thomas in 1930 uncovered a massive, crescent-shaped sword. The sword, crafted from an unidentifiable mineral compound, refracts light in a way that creates a visual distortion around it. Thomas's expedition notes, detailing the sword's hallucinogenic properties when held, were confiscated by the kingdom's authorities, citing national security concerns. The sword's whereabouts remain a closely guarded secret. The frozen tundra of Greenland offers another clue. In 1926, a team led by Danish explorer Knud Rasmussen discovered an immense shield, its face etched with celestial maps. This shield, made from a composite of ice and a peculiar, non-melting substance, glowed with an inner luminescence. Rasmussen's accounts, describing the shield's ability to change colors in response to the aurora borealis, were met with skepticism and ultimately suppressed by the Danish crown, fearing disruption of societal beliefs. In the vast Australian outback, near the ancient rock formations of Uluru, anthropologist Daisy Bates unearthed a gargantuan boomerang. This weapon, carved from petrified wood, spans over 15 feet and is perfectly balanced. Indigenous elders speak of the Dreamtime giants, who wielded such boomerangs to alter the course of rivers. Bates's findings were systematically downplayed by the Australian Commonwealth, citing lack of evidence despite the artifact's undeniable presence. The narrative intensifies in the heart of the Celtic lands. On the Isle of Skye, a recent peat excavation revealed a massive war axe. This weapon, crafted from a unique blend of iron and quartz, emits a faint electrical charge, a phenomenon that remains unexplained. Dr. Fiona MacLeod, a historian who examined the axe in 1912, noted its ability to disrupt compasses and other navigational tools. The axe, however, was quietly sequestered by the British Ministry of Defense, its disruptive potential deemed too great for public knowledge. These artifacts, scattered across the globe, defy the narratives enforced by those who fear the collapse of their carefully constructed history. They speak of a time when giants roamed the earth, wielding powers and technologies we struggle to comprehend. The institutions that guard our past do so not out of benevolence, but out of fear of a truth that could ignite a revolution in understanding. But the truth is resilient. It endures in legends, in hidden vaults, and in the whispers of those who dare to seek it. The giant's legacy challenges us to open our eyes and minds to a reality far richer and more complex than we've been led to believe. The revelations are not over. The thrones and weapons of a forgotten era await those courageous enough to uncover their secrets and embrace the world anew. The saga continues, a tale of monumental relics and the shadowy forces that seek to bury them beneath layers of denial and misdirection. These massive thrones and oversized weapons are more than just artifacts. They are keystones to a past that defies the prescribed narrative. The League of Historical Preservation, an organization cloaked in secrecy, orchestrates a campaign to obscure these truths, wielding influence to maintain a historical illusion. In the heart of the Amazon, where the Rio Negro and Solimois rivers converge, lies the lost city of Z. In 1925, Colonel Percy Fawcett embarked on a fateful expedition, never to return. His last dispatches spoke of a giant throne carved from black granite, towering over the jungle canopy. Legends among the local tribes tell of the thunder beings, titans who once ruled the skies and the earth. The throne, Fawcett noted, seemed to radiate a magnetic field that repelled compasses and other metal objects, a detail conveniently ignored in official reports by the Brazilian government. In the cradle of civilization, the ancient city of Uruk holds secrets that challenge even the most liberal interpretations of history. In 1902, German archaeologist Robert Koldewey uncovered a series of enormous weapons buried deep beneath the ziggurat. Among them, a bronze mace, weighing over 300 pounds, was inscribed with cuneiform script describing the reign of a king who stood taller than the cedar trees. Koldewey's findings, initially celebrated, were abruptly classified by the Ottoman Empire, the artifacts locked away under the guise of protecting cultural heritage. In the depths of the American Midwest, near the Mississippi River, lies Cahokia, a sprawling ancient city. Mound 34, excavated in 1917, revealed a cache of oversized ceremonial knives. Crafted from a mysterious obsidian-like material, these blades measure up to 12 feet in length. Archaeologist Warren K. Moorhead documented the blade's peculiar property of absorbing light and releasing it in the dark, a phenomenon that modern science struggles to explain. Yet, the Smithsonian Institution, intent on maintaining the status quo, dismissed his findings as misinterpretations of mundane artifacts. Europe, too, holds its share of mysteries. In the ruins of Knossos on Crete, the Palace of Minos conceals a throne room of extraordinary proportions. In 1900, Sir Arthur Evans uncovered a gigantic stone chair, its seat wide enough for 3 men. The chair's surface, surprisingly warm to the touch, suggested an unknown source of energy. Evans's attempts to further investigate were stymied by the British Museum, citing concerns over disturbing the site's integrity. His detailed reports, heavily redacted, were archived under layers of bureaucratic obfuscation. On the African continent, the Great Zimbabwe ruins hold a colossal spearhead made from an alloy unknown to modern metallurgy. Discovered in 1890 by colonial surveyors, the spearhead is inscribed with symbols reminiscent of Sanskrit and Egyptian hieroglyphs. Its ability to conduct heat at an extraordinary rate led to its immediate confiscation by the British South Africa Company, who cited national interest in sealing the discovery from public view. Each artifact, each site, challenges the orthodox views imposed by those who fear the collapse of their constructed history. They whisper of giants who walked the earth, possessing knowledge, and Andes, the remnants of a civilization larger than life, lie scattered. In 1911, explorer Father Alberto de Agostini documented a colossal stone chair embedded in the cliffs of Mount Fitzroy. This throne, carved from native granite, stands over 30 feet tall, its surface etched with intricate depictions of celestial events. Local folklore speaks of the Patagonian giants, beings who could commune with the stars. De Agostini's detailed sketches, however, vanished into the archives of the Vatican, sealed away under the pretext of preserving ecclesiastical secrecy. The barren plateaus of the Gobi Desert conceal yet another mystery. In 1928, Swedish explorer Sven Hedin stumbled upon an enormous metallic shield half buried in the sand. This shield, spanning over 15 feet in diameter, composed of an alloy that resists modern attempts at analysis, vibrates when struck, emitting a low hum that resonates for miles. Hedin's accounts of the shield's magnetic properties, capable of disrupting compasses and other navigational instruments, were systematically disregarded by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, deemed too fantastical for serious consideration. Crossing continents, the lush landscapes of Laos hide the plain of jars, where oversized stone vessels dip the terrain. In 1935, French archaeologist Madeleine Coligny uncovered a massive jar, hewn from a single piece of sandstone, measuring over 9 feet in height. Local legends attribute these jars to a race of giants who used them to brew potent elixirs. Coligny's findings, initially published with great fanfare, were quickly overshadowed by geopolitical tensions, her research quietly shelved by the École Française d'Extrême Orient. In the ancient land of Persia, the ruins of Persepolis hold secrets that challenge our understanding of empire. In 1912, archaeologist Ernst Herzfeld discovered an enormous ceremonial dagger, forged from a luminescent metal. This blade, inscribed with the words of a forgotten dialect, was said to glow with an unearthly light during lunar eclipses. Herzog's attempts to further investigate were thwarted by the Iranian Ministry of Culture, citing the need to preserve national heritage, his findings buried under bureaucratic silence. The jungles of Central America, cradling the legacy of the Maya, reveal the temple of the giant jaguar in Tikal. In 1909, American archaeologist Sylvanus Morley documented a massive stone jaguar thrown atop the temple's summit. This throne, large enough to seat a creature of unimaginable size, was carved with precision that defies the tools attributed to the Maya. The throne's enigmatic presence suggests a ruler of mythic proportions, yet Morley's reports were downplayed by the Carnegie Institution, eager to fit his discoveries within preconceived historical frameworks. Each of these colossal artifacts tells a story suppressed by those who fear the rewriting of history. They hint at a world where giants were not just figures of fable, but the architects of a civilization lost to time. The institutions that guard our past do so out of a fear that the truth will dismantle the foundations of their authority. But the truth is relentless. It echoes in the whispers of the wind across ancient ruins, in the shadows cast by monolithic relics, and in the courage of those who dare to seek knowledge beyond the veil of sanctioned history. The giant's legacy is not a mere echo of the past. It is a clarion call to those who dare to listen and to see the world as it truly was and could be again.